Welcome back to the Thrive Over 45 podcast with me, your host, nutritionist Stacy Nicole Smith. And this is the space where we talk all things weight loss and wellness for the woman in perimenopause and menopause. Now, today we're talking about something that will greatly impact your ability to lose weight at this stage of life. And it's not just about a calorie count. We are talking about sugar. Now, it may not be what you think. A lot of people think when we talk about sugar that it's simply empty calories or it's white table sugar. And while these are both true, there is a lot more to it than just that. The thing is, food is not just calories. Food is a messenger in our body. And we want that food, the messenger, to be signaling properly, especially to our hormones at this age. And this is one of the things that's going to make the difference between fighting through willpower, fighting through hunger, fighting through energy slumps to lose weight, or being able to have your body release that weight in a healthy way while you're feeling full when you've had plenty to eat, when you're not having food cravings. This is going to make a really big difference, not only in losing the weight and keeping it off, but in being happy, not miserable in the process. So one of the things we want to understand about sugar, and by the way, sugar comes under 60 different names. So it's very, very sneaky. And one of the things that really bothers me the most is it's found in a lot of health foods. So when women think they're doing everything right and they just cannot get their weight to budge, this is one of the reasons why. Sugar is just hidden, fancy marketing in all these different health foods. And I think is highly unfair and pretty unethical in my opinion, but 60 different names of sugar. So first things first, understanding what those 60 names are. It can seem like a lot in the beginning, but once you understand them, you know what to look for on labels. Now, a simple way around this is just simply not to eat food with labels, to eat whole foods that don't come in packages. I digress. That's a story for another day. So we're going to talk about how sugar is affecting our hormonal system and how it's making weight loss more difficult than it needs to be. So one of the ways is that it affects our hunger hormones. So it's not signaling properly when we're having sugar in our daily diet. It's not allowing our body to signal properly when we've had enough to eat, when we're satiated, when to stop. In fact, it's doing the opposite, and it can be telling us that we're still hungry and to eat more, even when we've had plenty. So we're fighting an uphill battle when we do it this way. Now, another thing is sugar really drives inflammation in the body. And with the hormonal changes of peri and menopause, we already tend to have more inflammation in the body. So sugar is further driving this. This is not good. This leads to other issues as well. It can lead to that fatigue, the joint pain, digestive issues, a whole host of issues. Everything in the body is tied together. And food is a signaler within the body. So do we want to have it signal the right way? Or do we want to have it signal against us? It's going to obviously affect our energy levels. When we're having sugar in the diet, it's creating this up when we have it and a quick crash after we have it, leading to cravings for more to bring us right back up again. It is also going to obviously impact our digestion. This can lead to a lot of bloating, which I know a lot of women have issues with. It feeds the bad bacteria. Here is a big one though. When we enter into perimenopause and menopause, with the change in our hormones, namely the drop in estrogen and progesterone, and at the same time having an increase in cortisol, the stress hormone, this little combination can make us women more resistant to insulin at this age. I hear very often from women that they're confused. They're doing everything right, or nothing has changed. Sorry, they haven't changed anything, but they can't lose weight, or they're gaining weight and it seems like it's out of nowhere. One of these reasons is due to an increase in insulin resistance. And what this means basically is the ability of our body to shuttle that food up into our cells to be used as fuel versus not being able to get it to be used as fuel and instead being stored as fat. So this is one of these issues. So we want to make sure our body is more sensitive to that insulin. so that the food we're intaking can be burned off. Sugar is messing with this in a big way. The more sugar we have going through our system, it's burning out that insulin response. It's making us more resistant to insulin. It's making it harder. So, what we want to do instead to make our body more sensitive to this insulin is we want to really balance out our blood sugar. And some easy ways to do this is you want to make sure you're having enough protein at every meal. We want to make sure we're having enough healthy fats and some complex carbs, which is basically carbs with fiber. These are going to slow down the absorption of the food up into our bloodstream. It's not going to be as quick. And this is going to help make us more sensitive to that insulin. We definitely want to try for this. So going for fad diets here is not the way. The things we used to do in our 20s and 30s to lose weight, these short-term quick fixes, fad diets are not working at this age. And I feel that's one of the reasons that women are so frustrated. You're frustrated because you feel like nothing's working. It's just that a different approach is required. And that approach is understanding how to work with your hormones and not against them. That's it. And in fact, you could probably be eating more than you're eating now if you are on a strict calorie restricted diet or a carb restricted diet and be able to have your body release the weight. It's not a lack of willpower at this age. It's just your hormones asking for help. That's it. So when we are looking to shed that stubborn weight at this age, this is the first thing that's got to be taken care of. Otherwise, you're fighting an uphill battle. You're going to be fighting through food cravings. You're going to be fighting through willpower, through hunger, through low energy. So we got to fix this first. It's basically not giving our body the thing that's crossing the wires of our hormones, taking that away, and then fueling our body properly with what it needs. That's it. So this is the first step to getting attainable, sustainable, healthy weight loss in peri and menopause. If you are having a hard time, don't worry, you are not broken. It's just simply a different strategy is required. So we got to take this one thing out of there because it's really messing with our hormonal systems. I hope you find this helpful. If so, please follow the show and be notified the next time a new episode is released. I release them once a week on exactly these topics, helping women in perimenopause and menopause. And also check the show notes. I have something very special for you this week, and it is going to help you on your first step to getting rid of that peri and menopausal stubborn weight. This is the first step. A lot of women don't know where to start. They're very confused. They're very frustrated. This is the starting point. I have laid it out very clear for you. So you can find that in the show notes. You can also find it in my bio. And thank you. I hope you have a great day and that you found that very helpful.